piecing together a chaotic and tragic scene that unfolded in Vancouver. One person dead, two others taken to the hospital after a shooting in the lobby of a downtown high-rise apartment building. Vancouver police identified the suspect as 80-year-old Robert Breck. You're looking at the moment when police escorted him into an SUV just outside that high-rise. Officers say he does live there at the Smith Tower and was inside his apartment refusing to come out, but eventually he did. Breck is now in the Clark County Jail on 1 count of murder, 2 counts of attempted murder. And now to the timeline of how this all unfolded. It began a little after 2 p.m. today at the Smith Tower Apartments. Officers found the 3 victims in the lobby and they had been shot. 2 women who were hurt were taken to the hospital, but the third person, a man, did not survive. We do know one of the women has been treated and released. The other, we're told, is in good condition. Although for hours, people who live inside that apartment building were told to stay put. Many of them even went to their balconies to try to take a peek at the scene, all while trying to figure out what exactly was going on. Tonight, we have a team of reporters out there in Vancouver. Fox 12's Tyler Dumont has been talking with people who live in the building and whether they can return to their homes just yet. But we begin with Fox 12's Kendra Kent. And Kendra, I know you were the first on scene. Walk us through the timeline of today's events as well.
Yeah, absolutely, Liz. And I first do want to mention that the last police officers just left here about a half hour ago. And like you mentioned, the suspect has been identified as 80-year-old Robert Breck, and police say that he opened fire here in the lobby where he lives at this apartment complex around 2 this afternoon. Now, police so far have not identified any of the victims, and they're also not saying what led up to this shooting. Thursday night, the big question remains, why did a suspect open fire in the lobby of an apartment building catering to seniors? Vancouver police say 80-year-old Robert E. Breck, a resident here, pulled the trigger just after 2 in the afternoon, killing a man and wounding 2 women. Neighbors who know Breck told us they're just as shocked as everyone.
Never did I think that. I liked him. Got along with him fine. I thought he was a nice guy. I sat and talked to him for a long time.
Several law enforcement agencies, as well as fire and medics, swarmed the Smith Tower in downtown Vancouver, telling shoppers and diners to get off the street and stay back as SWAT officers went inside the building. What happened next? A 2.5-hour standoff. Police say Breck holed up in his apartment, refusing to come out. Officers used a drone, a robot, a crisis negotiation team, and scores of boots on the ground, bolstered by other local and federal agencies. Some seniors were kept in their apartments as officers tried to get the suspect to surrender. Some neighbors coming out onto their balconies to have a look below, where anxious family members waited. Heather Hill says her mother lives on the 6th floor and she was able to yell up to her.
She's calm. I was able to wave to her, so.
Police have not said how they managed to get to Breck, but say it was just before 5 when they took him into custody peacefully. Breck now faces charges of first-degree murder and 2 counts of attempted murder. And as for those surviving victims, the women, a hospital spokesman did say that one woman was treated and released. The other woman is in good condition tonight. Reporting live in downtown Vancouver, Kendra Kent, Fox 12 Oregon.
And as Kendra mentioned, at this point, we don't have a lot of information about 80-year-old Robert Breck, the suspect in this case, though we did talk with some neighbors who say they knew him. One woman says her mother knows the suspect and heard something disturbing just yesterday.
She just heard that his name and just heard that he was talking about shooting people yesterday. And I guess he went through for it today.
Got along with him fine. I thought he was a nice guy. I sat and talked to him for a long time.
Again, we know Breck is now in the Clark County Jail on 1 count of murder and 2 counts of attempted murder. During today's standoff, we also spotted a drone at one point hovering right next to one of the Smith Tower windows. This is not just any drone, though. It is operated by the Clark County Sheriff's Office, and it allows investigators to really get an eye-in-the-sky perspective. Especially in today's situation, they were able to do this safely while the suspect was holed up in the building. The Sheriff's Office, we're told, has 10 of those drones in operation right now.